Good morning. It's 6:09 a.m. April 31st, 2019, Sunday. To all those who follow it, happy Easter. Those who are offended by it, you're a bigot. Okay, let's take a look at Litecoin. Alright, when you see a dump like this, I keep telling you he was trying to bring it down in my last video. He's mission accomplished again. The market rigger, his activity is very identifiable. Let's go see where his kettling walls of the market rigger are now. He's no longer a market maker to me. You can see the 2612s at 77.14 and the 2612s at 74.98. Okay, he had the chance to buy at a higher price that he had to set before. He chose not to because the market rigger again is manipulating the market. He's not a market maker. That's all bullshit. If you believe that the market maker is not manipulating the market, you might as well believe you could change lead into gold. Again, let's take to see how this, if this is manipulation. Just in the 1 hour, this is very alarming. Let's check the 5 minute. Yes, these trades were done in over a period of what? 20 minutes. He brought the market down. That's a sign that it would be manipulated. Everybody just doesn't decide, hey, let's all dump at once. It's just nonsense. It's totally unbelievable. It just doesn't happen like that. Even if everybody was trading on bots. So I'm getting more and more subscribers and more views. I would really appreciate that people spread this around. Not just because I want more subscribers. I want more traders to be aware of what's going on. If traders aren't aware of what's going on, every time they get ripped off, they're going to be frustrated and leave the market. And to tell you the truth, with this global debt, which is in the quadrillions, it's impossible for, even if every human being in the world chipped in, to pay this debt off because of the interest. We need something to fall back on because the system is in a state of failure. The current Fed system, the fiat system, is in a state of no return. Now, everybody's like, how do you know it's in a state of no return? They set up this this climate scam thing so they could tax us for trillions of dollars more so they can keep the system up and running. This is why they're so forceful of getting certain people in office, and this climate change that has no empirical data that you can relate to, and all the empirical data that they do present is false. And then you look at the amount of money being involved, that every human being on the planet will be taxed for their carbon footprint. Well, I've ever heard of something so ridiculous in my life. I used to think it was a joke. We used to make a joke. Well, sooner or later they'll tax you for when you breathe. Well, that's what the climate change tax will be. The carbon credit tax will be. They'll actually charge you for breathing the very air they don't own. Now, this is a symptom here of manipulation. It's clearly seen right here. Over a 20-minute period, they worked on this morning. And again, notice what time they did it in the morning. Why? Because they don't want to be seen. The more they do this in the early hours of the morning, so you're asleep and you're unaware of what's going on. They pick the times very carefully when they do these deep plunges. Now we went from $83 down to 70. Let's see what they brought it down to originally. $73.50 in a flash crash. Now the reason why I say this flash crash is dangerous, I don't know how many of you guys have the memory of what they did to Ethereum when they took it from $300 down to $10, and then this is the same effect that they're doing, but now it's in a moderate form because last time Coinbase had to pay out for that flash crash, which they let happen, that they let slip by them. But doing these smaller crashes is the same thing to a lesser extreme. Coinbase knows their market maker. I keep forgetting it. Market rigger is doing this. They should be compensating us for this, just as well as they compensated people for the Ethereum fiasco that happened a couple of summers ago. This is a crime in action. You see this market manipulation? CFTC, SEC, every organization that's out there should be on them like flies on crack. This is too easy to prove. Alright, people. Be forewarned. Watch those walls I showed you. He changes them time to time. Watch how they move. Use my formulas. The formulas are probably what the bot is running on. Some way or form that the market rigger has. We have the numbers. We know what he's doing. Coinbase, once again, do not forget my face. You'll be seeing it again. I told you guys. I don't give up, and I always win. That's my track record. Just because nothing's happening in the immediate time frame, you can go back and sit and relax if you want to. But word to the wise, I would take care of this before I get enough smart people realize what's going on and settle with everybody now for less than in the long run be in the middle of a scandal and basically have everybody stop trading on this platform. Because there's going to come a moment, and the moments like this, when people are going to start scratching their heads and wondering what's going on, and then they're going to stumble across my videos. And then they're going to compare my empirical data gathering with the help of others to your empirical data. And they're going to compare it to the empirical data of the order book. And people who are logical, when they start comparing empirical data and the data is showing them what I'm telling them about, they're going to lose faith and trust in Coinbase. And they're either going to come to me, and then we're going to have another person in the pot to do a civil lawsuit. We shouldn't have to go through this. We're trading on here in good faith. You promised us there'd be no market manipulation, so we wouldn't have to endure the risk that we're worried about. And instead, you do exactly 180 degrees. You allow the market rigger to basically bilk millions out of people. You know, a little there from this one, a little there from this one. He's making millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. You're probably involved in it. I believe Coinbase, that isn't a market rigger. I think it's you guys. Why? Because you lack transparency. You don't go do any investigations. And the investigations that you do are full of false data. That's very easy to dispute, to show that it's false data. Like the letter that you gave to the New York Department of Financial Services. You know, you're not dealing with a confused 20-something person. I'm 54 years old. Numbers are my life. Now, if it comes to that point, when you guys get in there and I get up to the powder board, that's what I call it, the whiteboard, and I start writing my formulas and comparing it to the data that you guys have presented, and it's proven false, people aren't going to give a shit what your failings feel about. Well, we feel Mr. Russo has a vendetta. So 2 plus 2 isn't 4 anymore? You said 40 cents. I'm telling you that your statement of 40 cents versus what the actual activity on your trade book is not the same. So who's lying that you're questioning one's character over numbers? It doesn't bear any relative when it comes to numbers. So all your shyster lawyers walking around, primping around, walking around with their chest pussed out, I'm going to fucking take the wind right out of their friggin' sails. As soon as they mention my character, I'm just going to turn around and say, well, my character is not at question here. It's the data. Can you dispute it? And I'm sorry. I don't think there'll be 1,000 lawyers over there that can dispute my data because none of them have any background and such. They're going to try to walk around. Well, Mr. Russo said this. Mr. Russo was angry. They'll try to change it to an emotional issue to manipulate the jury. And then I'll just turn it around. Why would they turn around and say my empirical data is full of emotion? Is not 2 plus 2 equal 4 anymore? Or do I have to worry if it offends somebody? You guys won't last a hot minute. So I know exactly how you guys operate. Alright, people, be aware. These guys are criminals, man. They're criminals. They'll lie, cheat, and steal. They'll try to manipulate your emotions. They'll talk about ulterior motives. And, he believes an asteroid's going to hit the Earth tomorrow. The nonsensical stuff. Oh, he believes in conspiracy theories. This is math. I showed you the plain math. The math doesn't lie. Go to the videos. I'm not the only one who's provided the math. A lot of you older guys out there, the guy Spartan, no, Stanwood Spartan, I'm getting his name right. He came up with a simple formula that you guys should have learned in elementary school. He took the two walls that the market rig is pulling him up. He averaged them out, and what did he get? He got the mid-market price, proving that those walls are rigging the mid-market price. This is a young kid who's smarter than most adult males. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Coinbase needs to be thrown. They all need to be thrown off in jail. Because we told them about the manipulation. We gave them the link. We gave them the formulas. They got everything. They refused to do anything because they profit from the criminal activity. If they're not directly doing the criminal activity themselves. I keep telling you, he was going to crash it. He's working on it. He's going to crash it. He's working on it. And then lo and behold, look at these dumps. 30, 30, 30. Robo trades. 30, 30. Let's see, 97, robo-trade, 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 and then look, let's switch it up, robo-trade, robo-trade. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Look, 90, duplicate trades going away. Look, he changes the number, but not the last 4 digits. He changes it by 30. It's laughable. It is laughable. He's here to trigger your stop losses, people. And he just got all your coin for free. That's why I keep telling you, take your coin off this exchange. You're going to see these more radical dumps. These dumps happen more often, like I said, because some people have taken large amounts of coin off the exchange. Now they have nothing to rehypothecate until they trigger your stop loss and get your coin. They're using your own funds against you. Alright, people. Happy Easter. But be aware, man. As soon as you can, to tell you the truth, with this market rigging like this, once you learn the market, I teach you, you learn from me what the market rigger is doing and how to identify what he's doing. Get in this market and just rape it. Because to tell you the truth, that's the only way you're going to get your cash back if you guys lost. You're going to have to be just as aggressive as this jerk here. Alright? Right now, the best thing I could say, people have to start piling up numbers. You have to be in the trading club, and you have to move in unison, because this guy has way too much coin and way too much money that he's just doing what he wants. So if anybody wants to join a trading club, I don't hold any of your funds. We discuss what to do in our own best interest. We all do it at once on our own. And since this guy's rigging the market and he's not getting in trouble, I mean, he's allowed to violate it. I wonder what would happen if we all decided, like, we got 300,000 or 400,000 people, and we all decided worldwide, let's buy one Bitcoin today on Coinbase. What would happen? I can guarantee it'd go up, and he'd come right back and push the price back down. This is a criminal enterprise. I don't care what anybody says. If you want to see a crime, you learn all the SEC codes and stuff. You read the user terms agreements, and if somebody's violating the user term agreements and you report them, and the exchange does nothing, these guys are criminals. It's that easy. Let me post.